Hello, hello. Please let me know if you can hear me okay. I don't know if there's like a little echo or anything, so just let me know. Hello, hello. Okay, good, good, good. Alrighty, just getting my notes here. Okay, how's everyone doing? How are you? Okay. Good, feeling high vibes. Good, good, good. I am good, a little tired. We are back to school now, so it's been a crazy week, but feeling really good. So today is a very special day because I do have a special announcement that I will talk about a little later in the session. But we are going to first cover a common manifestation block that I've noticed within my own life and also something that has been coming up a lot with people around me. And usually, when we are all going through a lot of energies as a collective, we are oftentimes experiencing the same thing, just in different forms or within our own individual experiences. So, I'm going to cover a manifestation block and how to release that. And then we'll also talk about some things that you may be experiencing now that the Mercury retrograde is over. We are still in the shadow of the retrograde until the 25th of August. So just be very mindful that some of the residual emotions or energies that were incredibly hectic or chaotic over the past few weeks, some of it may come back again. So just be very mindful of that because don't want anyone to get tripped up here. So, first, let me know where everyone is tuned in from. Where are you tuning in from? Ohio. I'm in Ohio as well, so that's really beautiful. Yes. Okay. So that's really good. It's always good to actually, yeah, exactly. It's always good to come in contact with people who are from the same state as you because we all have a lot of similarities and we can all relate to a lot of things. So, such as all of the cornfields but there's also a lot to do. It's so interesting. Like you have a really great mix of energies here. I am actually in Dayton, so Dayton, Ohio. Okay, so we can go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about is a common manifestation block. And at the end of once I get through all of these, then I will open up the floor for any questions that you may have because, yeah, I know that sometimes we don't really get to connect all the time just making the videos. And so if you guys have any specific questions, then please let me know. And I am more than happy to answer those. So, the first thing we're going to get into is this manifestation block. So, let me know in the comment section if you have ever seen someone or if you have yourself experienced where you've been hurt by a person and then you see them getting blessed or you see them succeeding in something and your thought is, they don't deserve that. Or you might even be thinking, how did they get it, but I didn't? Why are they receiving their blessings when I know that they're not, I know that I just understand their energy. How are they receiving these beautiful things? Or even if it's not necessarily someone who has done you wrong in any way, maybe it's just a celebrity or someone that you see doing, someone that you may have seen doing, good, or you're perceiving them as doing better than you. And you start to feel a little bit of resentment, or you start to feel like that everyone else is getting something that you're not getting, or maybe you're missing out on something. Yes, jealous. Yes, yes. That is definitely one of the many emotions that we could be experiencing when feeling this. So, this can actually be a huge manifestation block. And these feelings of jealousy and resentment, those are natural human emotions. These emotions are not something that are just so absurd or abnormal. We actually will experience this. We are going to feel this. And a part of that is because we want to feel seen. We want to feel as though we have, some sort of validation for our pain or for all of the hard work that we've been putting in. Or maybe we're like, I am such a good person, I deserve these beautiful things, and how am I not getting that when someone else is getting it instead? And it is okay to feel these emotions, but it is really important to not get stuck there, because what happens is that when we start focusing on someone else's blessings, it actually creates a manifestation block. And the truth is that comparing your life to someone else's, yes, especially when they hurt you, it really is you telling the universe that you are in a scarcity mindset. It's you telling the universe that you don't believe in limitlessness, or that you don't believe in, I'm trying to get all my words together, but it's really you telling the universe that you don't believe that you can have anything that you want. It's also you confirming that there is some sort of resistance to being truly abundant and infinite. And truthfully, it's their journey, not yours. So your journey is your own, and their journey is their journey. So their karma will come to them whenever it is supposed to, the same as how your karma will come to you whenever it is supposed to. Whether that's good karma or bad karma, or whatever you are hoping or wishing for, can actually help. Whatever you're hoping and wishing for, it's not going to come from you feeling resentment towards someone else, right? Their life is not going to stop just because you feel as though they don't deserve it. And the truth is that you don't know what that person is actually experiencing. You don't know what cards they have been dealt. And so it's kind of putting yourself in a role of being the judge of someone else's fate or someone else's destiny, which is actually stopping you from being in your full divine power. So, this is something that I know that I struggled with a lot, because, especially with, I think the most common example that I've experienced is with exes, right? So, let's say that your ex might have done something, really bad to you or hurt you incredibly. And then after you guys break up, or after, there's been some sort of separation, then you see them doing better in their life. Or maybe you come across their social media page and you see that they are in a new relationship that appears happy, or you see that they've gotten a job promotion. And then you look at your own life and you're like, yeah, but I'm struggling. I haven't been feeling well since we've, split up. Or maybe I'm seeing a lot more financial burdens since us not being together. And you start to feel those emotions. There are very natural emotions of being like, you know what, don't think that I want them to be happy, actually, you know? And it's so funny because I used to look at people and say, how can you really want the best for someone else when you know that they're not that great of a person? And the truth is that it's not so much as putting the judgment on how good or bad they are. It's more so about saying, you know what, I have control over my own vibration. And if they were able to receive this phenomenal promotion, or if they are in a happy relationship, or if things are just magically happening for them from what I can see, then just imagine what the universe is going to give to me because I know what I'm deserving of. I know that I am in full alignment with my blessings and I'm in full alignment with abundance. So if I am aligning to reaching a goal of becoming a millionaire, it has nothing to do with if they also have the same goal of becoming a millionaire. It's about where my peace is and where my power is. And so I think there's a lot of times when we leak our power and we're not always aware of why our manifestations are not coming in. And it's because when we are supposed to be anchoring into that and holding that power strong, we're leaking it and sending out vibrations that are not a good match to our manifestations. So, this was a huge block that I noticed. And one thing that you can do if you find yourself in this position is that you can do what I like to call a frequency flip. Okay, so what that is that you can, I kind of said it already, where you allow yourself to feel the emotion of the resentment or the pain or the anger, right? And what you do is you say, if they can receive, imagine what is coming for me, right? It is a way for you to use their blessings as proof that abundance is always flowing and that abundance truly exists. Okay, so you can do frequency flips whenever you feel the negative vibrations or the negative thoughts kind of pulling on you heavy. So that way you don't remain stuck in that vibration. And this is so important because according to the law of attraction, we don't attract what we want, we don't attract what we desire or what we feel that is right for us. We attract what we are. We attract the vibration that we are currently resonating on. So it's really important for you to feel the emotion, understand it, sit in it briefly. If you need to set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes, you can do that, or even for 1 minute, because we don't want it in that vibration for too long. But if you just set the vibration, or just set the timer, allow yourself to feel the emotions and then immediately flip it and switch it, and every time that your mind goes back to that, you can say, no, I don't accept that thought is not for me, and then you continue doing this. And it takes a lot of practice. Okay, it takes a lot of consistency, but it's not difficult. Okay, it's just about doing it and telling yourself each and every time, that's not the vibration that I'm going to rest in. I reject that frequency. So that's a huge thing. So moving into the Mercury retrograde. So the retrograde was intense. I don't Let me know in the comment section below if how your Mercury retrograde went and how you're still what are the energies that you're still feeling. So the retrograde ended on the 11th, which I believe was Monday, but we are still in the shadow of the retrograde until the 25th. So, one of the big things that you will be experiencing is a lot of clarity. If you are all of a sudden having these downloads, or maybe you're daydreaming a lot and you have this sudden realization about an energy or about a person or even about your purpose or about what you want out of life, or even like the feeling that you are looking to have, it's really a great time to hone in on that. All right. Because one thing about it is that the universe is always working in our favor. The universe is always there to help us stay grounded, and practicing mindfulness and having a clear mind during this time is going to help you receive those downloads even more clear. So during the retrograde, you may have been feeling like you're being pulled in a bunch of different directions, or you may think that you want something and then you have an offer and you're like, that sounds like a really good offer. And now, after the retrograde has ended, now you're like, I don't know if that's actually what I want anymore. Well, the clarity that you are receiving is the universe's way of telling you where to set your intentions. And when you are manifesting something, you have to have very clear intentions. So let's say that maybe you are looking to enter into a new relationship, and maybe you met someone, it's even during the retrograde, or maybe you were growing closer to someone, and now you're like, I actually don't know if this relationship is right for me. Right? You could have moments where you're having the clarity of, actually, I want to have love. Actually, I just want to feel seen. I want to feel heard. I want to feel like I can be myself at all times. And so it's not so much about the connection with that person is bad, or that you need to make a decision about that connection. It's about, now you know exactly what it is that you want. So now you can have a clear assessment of, okay, is this the right connection for me? Is this connection going to bring the things that I actually want beyond the person, or beyond what I think the potential is here? Is this person actually going to provide that to me? And so having this clarity is, honestly, is really beautiful, because now we're not left in the dark. Not, and that's the thing. I feel like during the retrograde, I was like, okay, there's a lot going on right now. I'm just going to take it all in. I don't know what this means. I feel one way today, and then I feel a different way on Wednesday. And now all of those emotions and all of those feelings are actually coming into a space where I have clarity on how to move forward next. And so that's going to be a huge thing. Yes, all over the place. Yeah, there was a lot of chaotic energies, and the full moon over the past weekend that was in Aquarius, it really helped to solidify those it helped to solidify, yeah, it helped to solidify those energies, and also to help bring some sort of closure. And again, that intuition, the intuitive downloads. We are still in the process of hearing and seeing what our higher self is truly wanting, and how we can best align with that. Okay, so the other part too is that it's really important to give yourself rest during this time, because we are receiving a lot of downloads, and because there have been so many chaotic energies. uh, it's really important that you do not run yourself into the ground. Okay, do not overwork yourself. There's going to be still a lot of passion that's happening, a lot of action that you feel like that you really want to take, that's being ignited inside of you, because we are still within the Leo sun, which is all about really being firm in who we are, and also taking all of the inspired action. But do not overwork yourself, because you will find that the clarity that you need to get is going to be lost in you being tired, or maybe the downloads are not going to land properly, right? We have to make sure that we take care of our physical vessel to be able to receive all of the intuitive, ethereal downloads, and really grounding ourselves consistently. So if you guys have been following, any of the videos on my channel, or if this is your first time here, you will know that I love, love, love sitting out in the sun. I love just visualizing I don't really visualize anything. I just visualize the red light because that is your root chakra and that's what's grounding you to the earth. That is what is grounding all of the intuitive energies or all of the intuitive downloads into this physical existence. So that way they're not just remaining chaotic in this highly chaotic space. It actually helps you to secure what you need to secure so that way those downloads that you're getting, let's say that it's about your purpose or about your career, now you know how to move forward in action. All right, so it's all about balance. That's one of the key ways that you balance out your spiritual self with your human self. All right. So, yes, sunbathing is amazing. Just one moment. I just have to grab my water. Okay. So, before we before we continue through the Q&A session, I have a very, very, very special surprise. So, this is something that I'm really excited about, and I was going to release it last week with the Lionsgate portal, but you know, there was just a lot going on, and my spirit just wasn't ready to release it yet. So here we are, and I just want to let you guys know that your words and the energy that you hold really shape your reality. So I created some beautiful wealth affirmation cards for you. Right now, they are digital, and I am going to be releasing the bigger wealth bundle next Friday. So usually these cards are $29.99, but today, just for the next 24 hours, I am making them $8, and that is $8 only. Okay, so what you'll get is 44 wealth affirmations. I'm actually putting the link here in the description, in the chat box, if it will let me do it. Okay, let's see. Maybe. No, sometimes technology just is not the best. Okay, so I am going to post the link here. So I would highly suggest that you click on the link, and if you are not able to secure it now, I would highly suggest for you to just save the link because it will be available for the next 24 hours. And like I said, this is a part of a larger bundle. So the bundle is going to include the physical affirmation cards. It's also going to include a subliminal and a few other things in there as well. So go ahead and get your hands on that. It's going to help out a lot. And these are affirmations that I personally use, and they are going to really help you with aligning with your true abundance. All right. The other part is that you can use them when you are doing mirror work. You guys know I love, 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 love mirror work because it's like a cheat code. It's how you are able to tap into your subconscious mind, into your higher self, and reprogram things. And I've seen results immediately, really, after doing mirror work, especially with these affirmations. So go ahead and, like I said, for the next 24 hours, they will be $8 only. Yes, yes, I can definitely do more mirror work videos for you because I know that that's, like I said, it has really changed my life. And you can manifest anything that you want by changing those subconscious beliefs and really tapping into your divine nature. And the thing, too, is that when you're doing mirror work, you are also remembering who you are on a soul level. So, as I was talking about, having the clarity and all of the intuitive downloads, when you receive a download and you go and, you just look at yourself in the mirror before you even state any affirmations, you're going to feel this sense of I know this already. Oh, this is very familiar. So go ahead, get the affirmations. And yeah, and even though it is new, even though it might be new for you, when you keep practicing, you'll notice that you just do it. Just when you're doing your makeup or your hair, you'll notice you just talking to yourself more, and you are not afraid of who you are and looking into your own eyes. It can be a little challenging sometimes, or especially in the beginning, because you're like, oh my God, I feel weird. Why am I doing this? But it's really a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful transformation that can take place. So now um, I can open it up to any questions that you all have. And it is my pleasure. I'm really, really, really excited to share this with you all because, like I said, these affirmations have really changed so much. And I just start laughing sometimes out of joy and out of, it's not disbelief, but maybe like amazement, because I'm like, wow, we really can create the reality that we want by just speaking over our lives, by just speaking over our abundance. And money is energy. So when you tap into that energy and build a great relationship with it, you'll be surprised at all of the amazing things that can happen. So if you all have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat, and I am more than happy to answer. And we have a lot more coming. Like I said, the wealth affirmation bundle will be available next Friday. So super excited to share that with you all too. Don't be shy about any questions. Yeah, it's so interesting because just coming out of all of the chaos, sometimes we're like, okay, am I actually experiencing this? Or is it just me? Is everyone experiencing this? But it feels really good knowing that you are not in it by yourself and that we're all experiencing things as a collective. So, yeah, the floor is open for any questions. Okay, so we have a question here. So, what would you do to find your life purpose? What can I do to help myself figure that out? So, this is such an interesting question because I definitely had this question, I would say, about a year ago. Um, and one thing about it is that you don't have to look too far to find what your purpose is. When you look back over different patterns within your life, it's not so much as you finding out what is it that I went through, or why am I going through the same patterns? Or I'm sorry, let me rewind. It's not about you figuring out what your purpose is, like saying, okay, I'm supposed to send out, a bunch of light to the world, or, I'm supposed to be a singer or a dancer. It's not as black and white as what I initially thought it was, and as what a lot of people think that it is. Usually, when you look back over the patterns within your life, you'll notice certain behaviors or certain characteristics or certain reactions that you have to situations. And once you start to heal, then your purpose will be revealed to you. It's something that I would say, don't rush it, and do everything. do every single thing that you have ever imagined yourself doing. So if you imagine yourself being a teacher, go for it. And if it starts to cause any sort of resistance, then you can easily divert into something else. And what happens is that you'll notice that maybe you wanted to be a teacher, maybe you wanted to be a life coach. Maybe you wanted to be a singer or a dancer, or maybe you wanted to be on stage. Maybe you wanted to help someone behind stage. You'll notice that the reasons why you are drawn to those specific, to those specific, I don't want to say hobbies, but like those specific things would be all based on something internal, right? It's all based on what your actual purpose is. And, a lot of times people struggle with trying to find their purpose by a certain time or thinking that they are lost. It is what brings you joy, but the thing is that it's actually going to come from what has brought you the most pain. So one thing about it is that I'll just speak from my own perspective because I'm trying to like speak very abstract, but I'm just going to just be very clear here. So I went through a lot of pain in my relationships, especially in the relationships where I was not being validated, where I was not being seen. And the thing is that in the background, I was always doing so much research, so much internal work, or having a lot of internal dialogues. And it was almost to the point where I knew a lot of information. And so when I would have those conversations with people and when the information would kind of be dismissed or disregarded, I'm like, well, what is it? Like, what's going on? Is this not what I'm supposed to be doing? Because I do have a lot of joy when I'm researching. I feel like I have endless amounts of energy when I am learning new things, especially things that I am incredibly interested in, or things that even such as spirituality, right? And so, what your purpose is going to, or what happens when your purpose is being revealed to you, is that you're going to see a lot of resistance within certain areas. So, the resistance is not so much as the joyful part of it, it's about it's like you're going to see both. You're going to see the conflict and the joy. You're going to see a lot of anxiety, but you're also going to see a lot of energy as well, a high energy. You're going to see a lot of momentum. This might be an area where you feel like maybe, um, yeah, like I remember when I would feel really, really down because someone wasn't able to hear what I had to say, or someone invalidated what I was researching. And the truth was that it wasn't so much as my purpose being in getting the validation, because that would have helped me feel good. It was more so in about making sure that if I'm standing firm in my purpose, I also need to be sure that it doesn't matter who validates it, right? It doesn't matter how many people are actually seeing it. It just matters that I am sticking to what brings me the most peace in this moment. So your purpose is something that is going to be revealed to you, but it's going to be revealed to you when you notice where the resistance has been in your life. And I mean, go back to your childhood as early as you can remember, in those moments when you're like, wow, that didn't feel so great. And ask yourself, why didn't it feel great? What was it that I was trying to accomplish? Or what was it that I was looking for? What was the feeling that I was looking for? And literally go moment by moment throughout your entire timeline up until where you are now, and figuring out, oh, why was I actually drawn to certain spaces or certain relationships? And the more that you learn yourself, the more that you research who you were and and even like why you made certain decisions, your purpose will be revealed to you during those moments, during that stage. The other part too is that it's really important that you keep your mind very clear. It's very important that you find a lot of time to do new things, do something so far outside of your comfort zone that it makes you feel uncomfortable, that it makes you feel like, oh my God, I can't do this. And you're speaking directly to that fear, right? And being like, nope, we're going to do it. We're going to go for it. Okay, let me just try it. Okay, let me just see who I would be if I stepped into this, right? What if I take on this whole completely different role of me just pretending like I know what I'm doing here? And when you do that, then you'll actually see more things that you are good at, and your purpose will come to you. It's kind of like your life puzzle, right? And I don't believe that people have just one purpose. I don't believe that we have just one thing that we were brought to this planet to do. It's really the fact that we have a purpose for each season within our lives. Sometimes your purpose in this season could be for you to spread light energy. Sometimes your purpose could be for you just to live your life as an example. Sometimes your purpose can be for you to, connect and to give out, a lot of food or create, I'm thinking about just being in the kitchen, and that's something that used to bring me a lot of joy. And so I used to make a lot of food for people, but I didn't realize that it was also helping them heal. You know what I mean? It was also giving them joy that they may not have received before. And so your purpose, it can change throughout life. It can change throughout seasons. So you have your divine being, right? Like your divine nature, the things that you are naturally good at. And a lot of people can feel really lost because they're like, well, what am I naturally good at? Or the things that I might be naturally good at, it doesn't bring me joy. And your purpose, you will actually find that it's like the crossroad between what you're good at and what brings you joy, but also what connects you to the collective. It's what connects you to the people around you, because that's a huge part of our divine soul mission is, kind of like what I was saying in the beginning. It's not about you being judgmental about where people are. It's about you saying, oh, okay, we are infinite, we are abundant, we are all the same, we're all from the same source. And so when you connect to the source, which is connecting to people and giving back to the universe, or giving back to the community, exactly, it actually will tell you or ignite more of how you can carry your purpose out. So there's two parts of your purpose. The first part is, what are you supposed to be doing? What impact are you supposed to be leaving during this season in your life? The second part is, how do you leave that impact? And it can show up in many different ways. So something that you might find that brings you joy today, like let's say that you are, I'll just use my previous example of, just giving food to a lot of people. Let's say that every single week you're making dinners and just giving them out to people. You could find yourself being burned out a year from now. And your purpose, though, is still developing, it's still growing, it's still ever changing, because you are now in another and now you are in another season to where you're like, okay, you know what? I did feel really, really good by providing this kind of energy to the collective. But what's another way that I can do that? Maybe I can put on a dance recital where people are feeling the flow and the movement of energies throughout their body. Or, maybe I could teach a yoga class to teach people how to release those stuck energies. And so the more that you develop and the more things that you do within this physical realm, the more that the spirit can actually work through you. So we are really vessels or conduits for the universe's energy, right? So sometimes your purpose in the moment, if you're in the grocery store, it could be just to smile at someone who may have had a rough day, okay? And that could literally change an entire frequency, because now they are taking on that vibration, and now they're able to send love and spread love. So I would say don't focus so much on what can I do in my day-to-day life that's going to fulfill, or that's going to help me find my purpose. It's just more so of how can I be a better conduit for the energy, for the universal purpose, for what needs to happen in this moment. And sometimes we'll have the downloads of saying, oh, okay, I'm supposed to be sending out this type of energy today. That's what my mission is. That's what my goal is. But there are other times when it's like you don't even know why you are in a place or in a position. You don't even know the reason why. You just find yourself being there. And you're like, okay, I was held up in traffic for 2 hours on the highway. And now my car is having issues. And now, like something's happening with my bank account that I have to go into the bank and get everything situated. In any of those moments, you can find that you might have actually impacted someone by just being there, by just being present, because you are carrying the light energy. So I would suggest that you really, I've been getting a pull to volunteer at the food bank close to me. Yeah, I mean, and that's those are some of the downloads that will come in for sure, of saying, well, you need to go here at this place at this time. And you just never know what type of you just never know what type of impact that you can have on the collective energies. All right, so I hope that answered your question. I know that was like a bit long, but it's definitely a complex. There are many layers to it. There are many layers to purpose, and I think that we kind of can there's different things that we can do, or different ways that we're being pulled. And I think sometimes when we try to figure out what is the meaning of purpose, it's like sometimes we just have to relax and say, you know what, I'm just going to stay in flow. I'm going to do my spiritual practices, and I'm going to always find things to do that is stepping out of my comfort zone if I feel stuck. Okay, very good. Very, very good. Yeah, let me know how it goes if you decide to volunteer. Yeah, what's interesting is that my daughter just mentioned that actually a few weeks ago, about saying that she wanted to go and volunteer. So, that's really exciting too. I think that might also be some collective energies as well. So, yes, very, very good question. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. I'm also going to be opening up coaching very soon. I would say to make sure that you have your notifications on, and that you are subscribed to my channel, because coaching will begin. I'm aiming for mid-September, but there are going to be a few other releases between now and then. So yeah, just remain open for that. So if you guys have any questions, I am more than happy to answer them. It could be anything. Anything. What are some of the first things you do when you feel your vibration? When you feel your vibration, in what way? Can you just kind of elaborate a little more? So, are you saying if you feel a low vibration? Okay. So, if you are feeling a low vibration, uh, do you mean like within yourself, or do you mean like if you walk into the room and you can tell the vibes are a little weird or off? Hmm. So to keep my mood high. Well, the thing is that it's finding your peace. Mindfulness is really a big thing because we are going to feel low vibrations, we're going to feel high vibrations. It's not so much as saying that anytime that you feel a low vibration that you're doing something wrong or that you instantly need to change it. It's or changing it into something that is a higher vibration. It's really about you finding that peaceful state and remaining in that peaceful state. And then the energies won't affect you as much. The low vibrations won't bring you down as much. So that's the first part. But if you, let's say that, you're just you are walking down the street and someone just comes and steps on your shoe. I don't know, like just something crazy happens. Okay, it's just to kind of bring your vibe down. What I would suggest is you acknowledge what you're feeling in the moment, and when you acknowledge it without judgment, without you saying I shouldn't feel like this, or I'm only feeling like this because they did that. It's really you fully accepting what you feel. So that is the first part. You accept it. And then you make a decision of saying, I don't want to feel like this anymore, so I'm not going to. That is a lot easier said than done because I have definitely found myself being angry at times, and I'm like, I just can't shake it. I can't fix it. And one thing that I like to do is I will journal down what I'm feeling exactly. Again, whatever thoughts I have coming in, I just write it down without judgment, even if it is the most insane thought, even if it is something that I'm like, "Oh my God, this is just not the way that I want to be right now." It is so beautiful when you write things down because it helps you release it. It's a way for you to say that even though I feel what I feel, it doesn't mean that it actually controls me, or it doesn't even define who I am. It doesn't define my overall vibration. I do journal. Okay, so I journal every day, but I don't necessarily hand write things every day. I've noticed that, so by that, I just mean that sometimes I'll create an entire note in my phone where I'm just kind of really going in about the things that I'm feeling or the ideas that I'm having. And then if I'm having those moments where I'm feeling incredibly happy or incredibly sad or down, then I will handwrite it because it helps, especially when I'm feeling down, because it helps to release what we're feeling. It's something that just happens within our energy. It's kind of like working out or like running or sweating. It helps to release all of the toxins. So when you're journaling, it helps to release the toxins, hypothetically speaking, that are in your mind from the negativity. And when you're feeling like you're in a low vibration, it's really about you learning yourself. It's really about learning what you need in that moment, because you could be feeling a low vibration for so many reasons. Maybe you didn't put up some sort of protection for your energies before you left the house that day. And now you're feeling the energies of the people around you, and you don't know why you're feeling that, right? So when you learn about who you are and about why you feel certain ways at certain times, which just really comes with practice. And like I said, a lot of journaling will help you figure that part out. And yeah, what happens is that you are able to decide what you need to do next. So as I said already, if you are in a low vibration and you don't know why, right, and you're unaware of what's going on, sometimes it's a collective energy, and sometimes it's like, you know what, I just need to rest, I need to reset, I need to focus. Sometimes it could be where someone has come into your energy field with negative energy, or, sorry, one moment. Okay. It was my daughter's school. I just had to make sure. They're just, anyways. But yeah, sometimes, it's, about where you're, or the reasons why you might be feeling the way that you're feeling. So if someone does something to you, comes into your energetic space, it's really important for you to not only know how to keep your protection up, but also how to accept what you feel and then do the frequency flip. So the frequency flip is going to help you so much with, you get to decide what you want to feel. You get to decide what frequency you want to be in. And so when you are uh, just going back to the same example of someone does something bad to you, when you are in that moment, you are able to say, this is their perspective, this is their reality, and I decline that reality, right? You just continue declining it, because again, your words have power. You get to decide what you want and what vibration you want to be in. If you are still struggling with that, because sometimes it's still hard, sometimes you're like, I just want to punch somebody, I'm ready to just explode. If you are still feeling it, then go out into nature, switch up something within your space. I like to clean whenever I get upset, because it's a way for me to get that energy moving, to get that energy flowing. If you're feeling the low vibration, it's not so much as it being, and I'm going to actually talk about this a little bit more in another video, because sometimes we classify things as good as or bad, or low versus high, when the truth is that it's just the difference in the frequency. So it's kind of like a radio station, and maybe I can draw this out for you. It's kind of like a radio station a little bit. So let me know if you guys can see this. All right. So, hang on. Okay. So imagine that you have all of these different frequencies. Okay. So let's say that this is you're happy, and then this one is sad. Let's just say. All right. So you have, oh my gosh, I'm trying to get this camera right. What is going on? Okay. So you have happy here, and then you have sad here, right? You get to choose anywhere that you want to be within this space. So it's not so much as something being good or bad, it's about what you want to actually tune into. And it takes practice. It takes you being in a state of flow. And also it takes you being in a state of acceptance, of saying, it is what it is. I feel angry. Okay, I feel angry. Sometimes another hack, now that I'm actually thinking about it, another hack that I like to do is I like to kind of talk to myself as if I'm in third person, where it's like, okay, I'll feel these emotions. Oh my God, I'm so mad right now. Or, wow, I'm really, really sad. And what I'll do is I'll say, she is very angry because this person just violated her energy. This person just brought their negativity into her positive space. This person really did not understand her value. She's upset because she felt unseen. She's upset because she just bought this new pair of shoes and someone just came and stepped on them because they felt like it. She's upset because they didn't have barriers or barricades in between her and the person who came to step on the shoes, right? Whatever you need to say to that version of yourself who's angry, it's really about you letting that version of yourself know that it's okay to feel what you feel, and then just simply say, okay, we don't have to feel that anymore. We're okay. Right. And it takes practice. Just keep practicing. And that's, yeah, that is, it's honestly, it's just something that you it's something that I've used for myself. And maybe it's because I have a daughter. And so I practice doing it with her where I'm like, okay, you're okay. You're just angry because of this. But then when I started talking to the little girl that's within me, I'm like, oh, okay, like she's angry because of this, or she's sad because of this person just breaking her heart. Oh, it's okay. It's a heartbreak. We'll get through it. You're supposed to feel sad. You're supposed to feel angry. It's okay. And so just really giving yourself the peace and the grace to get through it. So that's kind of how you shift the low vibrations. But yeah, I would definitely speak more about this radio. Oh yeah, my pleasure, for sure. I'll definitely speak more about this radio frequency chart because even us just saying something is good or bad or low versus high, I know that we use those words a lot and we use them, uh, yeah, quite often, but it's really about understanding the energy behind each vibration and knowing that you get to choose which radio station you want to dial into. So it's kind of like if you get in the car and you're on 99.9 and then you're like, I don't really want to listen to this anymore. I'm going to switch it over to now 102.9. It's a way for you to do that within your own energy. So yeah, it's a great funny hack, honestly. But yeah, so thank you so much for your questions. And please don't forget to check out the Wealth Affirmation Card Deck. Again, it's only going to be available for 24 hours at this price, and it's early access. So go ahead, check it out, and feel free to send it to whoever. If they click the link, they can also receive it for $8 as well, whether they join the live or not. So, yes, go ahead. Yes, go for it. It doesn't have to be a small question, it could be a big one. My favorite crystal. My favorite. Okay, so I always wear my citrine, which is here. I wear this for a few different reasons. So I would say I don't have a favorite, honestly. I'm like it kind of depends on the day, the season, but my go-to is always going to be citrine. For protection. Okay, so top three. So citrine is good for protection, for wealth, for abundance, and really for activating that your manifestation powers. So your solar plexus, and yes, exactly, an amplifier. Um, it's for all of your sun energies. I also have my moon rock here. This is probably it's my favorite to meditate with because I feel like it kind of helps keep my mind clear and keeps the thoughts in a flow state. And I'm a moon child, so as a Cancer. So yeah, I think that maybe the moon rock and citrine, but my go-to anytime that I'm out is usually to grab a rose quartz. I've had so many rose quartz that I've lost a few that I have a lot of rose quartz. Rose quartz is all about love, and I love, 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 love. So those are probably my top three. And now I'm thinking about all the other ones, but yeah, those are probably my top three. So rose quartz, citrine, and the moon rocks. So yeah, moon rocks are very interesting because none of them are the same. Some of them have a little bit more of. See, now I'm thinking about the amethyst too, because amethyst is really good for healing. I've been using a lot of amethyst, especially in this past year. But with amethyst and moon rocks, they have a lot of beautiful colors in them. And oh yeah, the amethyst, that's your favorite. Good. Yeah, and if you notice, like when you charge your any crystals really, but anytime that you charge your amethyst and moon rocks in the sun and in the moon or in water, they kind of give off a different reflection or like a different glow. You feel different. Nice. Okay, that's your birthstone. That's nice. Yeah, it's like we're drawn to things for different reasons, and we connect to, connecting to crystals. They definitely hold a lot of power. And yeah, like I said, just being, like when you charge them up, like you notice that you can actually tap into different powers with them too. So that's one reason why I really, really, really love amethyst. Amethyst is actually, I'll take that as probably my number one because it's so versatile. You can use it for healing, you can use it for manifestation powers, you can use it for your glow up, you can use it for protection. Amethyst is, whoo, that's a crazy one right there. So yeah, so it's kind of like you're putting a lot of crystals into one. And then um amethyst actually, one of I know there's like a few different sources that it can come from. But one of the big sources, especially being here in Ohio or just in the States in general, um, a big source for us is actually it has the energy of Pluto. So Pluto's energy is a lot about alchemizing the darkness and making something incredibly beautiful out of it. It has this mysterious power to it. It has this like it's an incredible essence that it has to it. So amethyst holds that same power, and it's yeah, I've definitely noticed a lot of healing abilities. And when you charge it, let's say that you're charging it in water or with the moon, you'll notice that your intuition is on point, and then the downloads that you're getting, or let's say that if you are having a dream or something and your amethyst is sitting next to you, you'll notice that you have a lot more power within your dreams. With lucid dreaming, you'll have a lot more power, even just doing some. Uh, I just completely lost the word for it. Lucid dreaming, and what is it called when you? Oh my gosh, I'm like, why am I blanking out like this? Yes, yes, yes. I can definitely do a crystal video. Yes, how you charge and clean them for sure. Yeah, for sure. Oh, astral projection. There we go. When you're doing astral projection with your amethyst, that's that's a great time too. So it just kind of, it's very, yeah, those are probably my favorites. So I can definitely do a crystal video for sure. Sometimes like talking about crystals, I can kind of like nerd out a little bit. So I was like, I don't know if this is something that people are really looking for, but I am more than happy to do some crystal videos for sure. Because, sometimes when our vessels are tired, sometimes when we just need that extra boost of energy or of clarity, or when we're just trying to really work with the energies that are around us, it's really, really, really good to have these crystals there as your guides to help you. And it's like your magic wand. So for sure. Well, if you have, do you have any other questions? Yes, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, more nerds would always be great. And I think people try to, well, I'll say me, and I don't know, but I think sometimes like I try to hide out how much I am actually a nerd because, sometimes like if you notice like talking to family or friends or people who were in your immediate crew, growing up and stuff, like when you try to talk to them about these in these weird things, they're like, what are you talking about? So yeah, finding the right community and attracting the right people that we are supposed to attract is always something that I definitely keep in the back of my mind for sure. So I would definitely post a video regarding that. So yeah, exactly. Yep, being passionate. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing too. When you are, that's actually the energy that is so beautiful for manifestation because the passion comes directly from your solar plexus, and that's where your greatest manifestation powers are. So it's like it kind of goes hand in hand. So very beautiful. Yeah. So if you guys, do you guys have any other questions or anything? Yes, exactly. Exactly. Okay. Well, yes, it is my pleasure. Thank you so much for being here and for joining me today. Don't forget to send that link out to whoever you think may need it. And I am like really, really, really excited for this. Y'all, there are just so many beautiful things that are happening. And you did. You did. Well, definitely, prepping for some future coaching. So thank you so much for joining today, and I'm going to talk to you soon. Bye.